All right. Hi, everybody. I'm going to be going over how to wind cords. Now, I admit I'm rather picky about how we wind these cords because I have found in my experience and in the experience of those professionals that I have had the wonderful opportunity to talk to, if you're not wrapping these cords correctly, inside of this casing are small little wires. And the more often they get twisted and kinked, the more likely it is that one of those wires is going to break. Now, unfortunately, we can't really tell by looking necessarily. All we know is that one day the cord works, the next day it doesn't, and then it goes in the garbage. So, if we're winding them in a nice way, in a fairly nice, relaxed loop, there's a great chance they're going to last a lot longer. All right, so one of the first things obviously we want to do is we want to take the Velcro ring off and just leave it. It's always attached, just leave it there. You will notice that the male and female edges are plugged in, okay, the two plugs. And I do like to finish it that way because if you'll notice, I've got much better lighting here. If you'll notice that obviously the male side we've got 3 pins, the female side we've got 3 sockets. And if you're joining them together at the end, then that's really going to help to keep the pins in proper alignment. And one of the main reasons that we want to wind our cord in this very wonderfully picky way is so that when we throw it out, we're going to get a fairly flat wire with no kinks or twists in it. And that's always the ideal. All right, winding the cord. Now, I admit when it comes to directions, I'm a bit of a one-trick pony. I always have to have one of the sockets facing me. If I start this way, I just get confused. I don't know why, my brain just can't flip it around. So I always start with it lying across my hand with the plug closest to my body. So I'm going to take this now with these fingers. I am actually going to, and you can see that I'm actually like twisting this. So you can see I can create twists and I can get rid of them. So as I'm winding, I'm definitely going to be using that motion with my fingers to either put a twist in at the right time or take a twist out. So the first time, we're simply going to make a loop over, okay? So they're just going to lie next to each other, just like that. If I turn it sideways, you can see there's no cross. There's no cross anywhere, okay? It's just a simple forward loop, okay, or an over loop. Now, ideally, I try to make this loop about 9 to 10 inches, give or take. That's probably closer to 10 because my hand span is about a 9-inch hand span. So as long as they're in and around that, that seems to be like a nice size where you don't get too fat of a bundle, but it's not hanging so low that the weight is really pulling, okay? The next loop, this is the one that always gives us a little bit of trouble. This one, we want to go under. So you can see that this one is crossed, okay? So these two cords are crossed, but this first loop is still free, okay? And again, I'm going to adjust my loops here. So over, and this one is going to go under. So you can see that I'm creating the loop here and then simply lengthening it out, okay? Over, under, over. So I'm twisting my wrist, twisting my fingers. I'm creating that loop right there and then going underneath, okay? And then over. And at this point, I might, adjust these a little bit, right? And I'll take that through so that they're all kind of the same, just enough that I can now clip these two together, okay? And then I would put the Velcro around and we'd be done.